And they just feel like, man, I got to put something out there for them to fall, for them to slip, for them to do something so I can win. This is what they do to us. And it's like your whole life has been manipulated. The folks felt like in order for them to win, they have to do something to you. They have to. It's a must in order for them to win. I'm talking about your close people. I'm talking about people that you was raised in the household with. Like, folks, your parents. They like, man, they made, some of you guys, they fed you, man or woman, they fed you so that you could be 300 pounds. Because they already knew how you was shaping, how you was growing up, and how your body was shaping, and how cute your face was, and cute your teeth and your hair was all cute, and this. They wanted to destroy that. Like, they wanted to make sure, keep eating, we about to go eat, or feeding you stuff that they know that like sweets and stuff that's gonna break you out, that's gonna break your face. You're gonna have a bunch of pimples and stuff on your face. You know what I'm saying? Or they gonna, your woman, your folks will can't wait to play in your hair so that they can perm your hair so your whole hair can fall out. So you bald headed, you ain't got no hair. You feel me? Like, things like that they would do before you even get an opportunity to groom, to grow. They would literally try to bring all these insecurities to you, to where, you don't feel confident. You don't feel like you sure about yourself. They'll make you feel as though, you want to go hide somewhere because you ain't up to par, because they've been manipulating you, before you even get a chance. Now you got to go, and you got to, go as a self-healing journey, to get yourself back up, because they try to, destroy you, because they was hating on you, and they knew the potential that you had. So they tried to, really try to do their thing on you, so that you won't even be in the picture. Like, if we could just get this person out the picture, we already won. This is the mentality of these sick individuals. And these are these are far or near people that you knew, that you're like, man, they would never feel like that towards me. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Their whole life, when they see you, is competition. That's it. You said made your hair fall off. I'm telling you, definitely. If you are, under our culture, with so-called black culture, some ignorant person is going to perm your hair, and your hair is going to, that perm is going to eat your hair, and your hair is going to fall out. You have to go and try to figure out how to grow your hair back again. Yes. 100%. And then people know that, because you ain't the first person. Like, dang, didn't you do that to your hair? So you already know what's going to happen according to, if you did that to my hair. So what was you thinking? Why did you do that? Like, that's something that you already knew. The results was already there. What was going to happen? This is the deception, the manipulation, the bull crap the sabotage that they do to divine ones. They want to see you, and something happen to you, or make them feel something happen to you so they can feel better, because it's always been competition. Always. You didn't even know. You didn't know competition was happening. You just was going about your way, doing what you do best. And it's like, you have all these people, like, in a whole Olympics game all around you. You didn't even know. You like, what the freak? The Most High literally got to put that, put that in your spirit to let you know what's going on. Because think about it. Every time you say something, somebody else got to say something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be telling them about something that you trying to do according to yourself, or whatever you trying to do, right? They like, yeah, because I need to get up on that and do this and do that and do this and do that. You like, this ain't no competition. This ain't no, you did tit for tat. I was just trying to tell. That was wrong for me to even tell you, I guess, what I'm trying to do. Because clearly somebody would be like, there would be a different response where they're telling you, yeah, that is cool, you should do that. They telling you, yeah, I'm about to do this, and yeah, I'm about to do that. Trying to up you like it's really a competition or something. Like, oh, you ain't about to throw that in my face. I'm about to tell you, about to throw this in your face of what I'm trying to do. This is your whole life, fam. This is your whole entire life. You like, what the freak? These people is crazy. It could be grown. It don't even matter. It can go all the way up to elders. It don't matter. You're a divine one. I'm telling you, it's everybody. If you a man, there could be another woman. You could be a woman, and the man be hating on you. You could be a man, and then a woman over there just hating on you, downplaying you to a T. And it's like, man, you was really that mad? You really that sad? Like, you go do something with yourself. You ain't got to be in my face. Why are you even in my face if I trigger you that much? There's many things that you could attach yourself to on earth, or you could be around. You ain't got to be in front of somebody that trigger you because you feel less than this person. That's a personal problem. That ain't got nothing to do with me. They're trying to sabotage you. Every time you can't even walk out. You walk out and just, oh, I see what you're trying to do. You just woke up. You didn't even get a chance to even get yourself right. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. And it's just like now, it's just they try to play the manipulation, trying to crush you, trying to make you feel insecure of yourself. Do you not know I know myself? I know myself down to a T. Ain't nothing that you could do to try to get me to see myself the way I already see myself. You really are gonna turn loony trying to do that, because that's gonna be a dead mission. I already know who I am. There's no validation. There's nothing added that's needed to the outside world. Are you dumb? But this is what they tried to achieve all your life. You do anything to yourself, anything that they feel as though they tried to sabotage, they like, oh, they feel like when it doesn't manifest and it doesn't work, they feel like they failed themselves. They're like, oh, they see you, they be like, oh, that failed. If we tried to do that, but it looked like it failed. You guys will always fail. You guys are weird. Y'all need to go get some help. But this is our life as divine ones. It's not like they tried to lock us in cages. They really tried to downplay on who we are. And they had everybody in on it because they already felt some type of way about you anyway. It was so easy for them to join the train because that's how they felt too about you. It ain't like they had to do much for them to get on board. They already felt that. It don't take much. They say your name. Oh yeah, I want to join. Yeah. All they gotta do is say your name. It ain't much. They ain't gotta bargain with these folks. They already feel that way. Look at her. She's supposed to be sitting down. She on her thing, girl. She's supposed to be sitting down. I need to go get her, what do you call that? Clipped? What do you call that? When they, so they can't have, they can't have periods and stuff. That's what I need to do with her. I do. But she's always active. And nothing ever slows her down, bro. Like, nothing. She just be ready to we at the park right now. She trying to get my attention so that we can go to the park. But I already had walked her. Yeah, definitely. The lady was telling me they do it free. So I need to call that lady again to see where she got her dog neutered free. Because the neutered, they be costing like $800. They be costing like $800. But yeah, she has a very beautiful spirit. Like, she has one of the beautiful spirits. Like, she keeps you lit. She keeps you alive. Like, But, hold up, mommy. I'm on live. I gotta do this. But yeah, you guys, I just want you guys to understand that. Like, y'all was not going crazy. All these people was in competition with you. Every category. It doesn't matter. Don't put it in a box. Don't put these people in a box. As man, older woman, some of your kids, other people, whole lineage and bloodline. Everybody was in competition with you. This is what you had to go through. All this sabotage, you trying to figure out what's going on with all this sabotage. What's going on with all this? It's the people. It's the people. And you just genuine doing your thing out here. You ain't bothering nobody. You just la doing your thing. And then here come all this hell in the competition you don't even know about. You in the whole Olympics game. You in the whole Olympics. Yes. Every time they see you, they like, yup, right here. Yup, right here, competition. You know, it's like, when y'all gonna stop? When you gonna get the memo that don't nobody care? Ain't nobody worried about y'all? They up there taking pictures, trying to figure out how you gonna look the next day, how you moving, how this and that. You don't even care. You like, bro, I don't even care. I can care less about what you got going on in your life and what you're doing, ma'am, sir. I don't care. These folks is digging in, trying to figure out what you got and what they got, trying to compare and contrast what they got going on, what you got going on, you know, who you with, how you look, all this stupid stuff. It's like, who cares? Why do you even care? You need to move on with your life, ma'am, sir. Stop worrying about this person's life. Stop worrying about his life and move on. How hard is that? We even separate ourselves and you still finding us doing this bull crap. You still find that you literally separated from these people. These people still finding you still doing that. After you left, you're not even in that same circle with them. You're not in that same, you know, area around them. And they still finding you from afar, trying to compete with you. It's like, when you gonna give it up? When? It's just crazy. I was cracking up. Like I'm telling you, when the Most High, when the Most High was telling me this, I was like, that is crazy. Now that is you giving this other person all this control. Like, you could control somebody's life easily. You could control all these people's life on a daily without you even knowing it. Because that's how far up they are according to you. It's sick. It's sad. They up to the point where they up there asking people what she got going on, what he got going on. How is so-and-so doing? How is so-and-so doing? It's like, what in the psychotic? You have no knowledge of these people at all. You don't even know if where they at, where they here. These people trying to beat you. Man, this is some sick stuff, man. I'm telling you, if you really go back to your life, you would start laughing, because everybody, your whole moves and everything that you made was basically had made some point of somebody else's life. Like, they tried to one up on you. So the choices that you made had basically created the whole life for somebody else. A life that was based off of trying to compete with you. And you don't care. You just doing stuff that make you happy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that you do, you're like, hey, if that makes me happy, that makes me be in peace, joy, I'm gonna go do that thing. They making moves based off of how it looks according to competing with you. You know how simple-minded that is? Bruh, like, what? Oh my gosh. That's why I was cracking up, man. I was like, you know what? These people are sick. They look at you, they be like, oh yeah, she just got a go dog. She got a dog like that. Oh, okay. Bet. Watch me. Watch me top that dog. Watch my dog though. Watch how my dog is. Okay? Because that was kind of funny how you put that there. But watch. That's what they do, y'all. I'm telling you, you go get you some shoes, some sandals. They may have glanced and found you, like they was searching for you. Finally found you, be like, oh, okay. That's what you putting on? Okay, watch. Watch I go. Watch I go ahead and put mine on, though. And I'm going to show you where I got it from and everything. I'm going to show you the next day. I'm going to show you where I got mine from, though. It's like, bro, I don't give a dang. Why would you think that I care about anything that has to do with you? You not even in some type of thought. I don't even know. What in the world? This is our life, though, y'all. I have to say it like this. I have to. I have to tell you guys, man, these people is sick. They spend their whole life, really try to compete with you, and you in your own zone. You doing stuff according to you. You can care less about the outer world or what people think. Half of the time, people be against, the stuff that you do, but it's about you. It's about how you live for you. But folks look at it as if, man, okay, bet. I see what you're trying to move. I see what you're trying to do. Bet. They go back and then they work like a slave trying to match you. And it's like, bro, this is no match. I'm actually living for me. You the idiot. You the one up here trying to compete with somebody living a sad life. That might half of the choices that you made, you might not even like it. You might not even enjoy it. That may be hell for you. But since you try to compare somebody else's life and happiness, you look like a jackbutt. Literally. You're an idiot. Who's really the idiot here? Who's really the failure? You. This person living their life who makes them happy, joy, and all this. You the one that's like, are you kidding me? This is our life. This is what majority of the masses do according to you. If you ever knew, if you ever wanted to know how people felt about you, competition. That's it. It had nothing to do with, oh, you got a funny personality. Oh, we have so much in common with this and that and competition. That's it. I'm talking about mama, daddy, sister, auntie, cousin, siblings, uncles, they side, the other side. That's all they felt about you. Ever since you was a baby. Ever since you was wrapped up in a blanket. They was hating on your blanket. They like, okay, you got that blanket. Okay, I'm gonna go find a blanket, even though I'm grown, as Al Sharpton. I'm gonna go find me a blanket and I'm gonna put it on and I'm gonna see who has the best blanket. You a child, you just was born. You a baby, you a whole baby here wrapped in a blanket. They trying to compare and contrast your blanket to their blanket. This is how deep this thing goes. If you ever wanted to know, this is how sick. I'm telling you. That's why we had to separate, because look how loony they is. This is loony. This is Looney Tunes. This is why they tried to stalk you and watch you all your life and, tried to secretly video record you, take pictures of you, try to figure out who you with, who are you around. That wasn't for vainery. They was really trying to compare whatever you had going on, something they needed to feel good according to you. That's why it's always was a bunch of sabotage, and it was like, you can hear the Most High saying, they was supposed to let you go a long time ago. They were supposed to leave you alone. That's all you hearing about, according to the Most High. You're like, man, they doing funny stuff. They were supposed to leave you alone a long time ago. They were supposed to, forget about, all this bull crap that they was doing and repent and all this stuff. Look at mama. She don't know. She don't know who I'm talking to. She don't know who I'm talking to. So she jumped up because she thought there's something wrong with me. You feel me? Like dogs be so tuned in. So they really be trying to figure out, like, they be trying to, y'all, I can't make this up. Mama was like, hold up, bro. Look at her face. Her face is so serious. She was looking so hard, though. She was looking like, whoa, this is serious. Like, what is going on? She had jumped on my dang chest. What the freak? Why would she jump on my chest like that? Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. She's supposed to be over here in her seat chilling. I don't understand. Davey, you had to separate. It was a must. That's why when you look at Christ, in his journey, right? Because it's the same as us. There's no difference with Christ's journey when he was down here. We go through the same stuff. It ain't nothing new, right? And he knew that, sit down, mama. He knew that when he had to leave, there is no way he could stay there. I'm talking about in that town. He left that town. He said, man, I gotta go up, way up yonder. I got to move. There's no way. And what did they do? I'ma look and see. Who knows what they did when he left? Write in the comments. When he left, what did his people, what did they do? Let us share it with all of us. Share it with all of us, because that's the same thing they do with us. Mama, no. Stop. Sit down. Sit. Exactly. They freaking followed him. I'm talking about they went, the people was calling 911. Then people was calling the sheriffs, the army, man, everybody, you know, to look for him. Have you seen my son? Have you seen this? Have you seen? He just told you he was leaving, and he had a purpose from the Most High. He told y'all that. Everybody even knew who he was. They knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? Just like they know who you was, and they tried to trap him. The same. Sit down, mama. Sit down. I'm not playing. I might get her hyped up for my energy. I'll probably get her hyped up with my energy. Because my energy be getting hyped. It only takes 2 seconds for me to get hyped. Especially when I'm talking about, you know, some serious stuff like this. You know, this is crazy. You know, it's really crazy because it's the same thing. I'm telling you, we go through the same thing. If you're a divine one, these people will not leave you alone. It's like, it's sick. We live in a sick environment. Okay, the environment is really sick for us. That's why we leave, and we really want to be cool with our people. This is not something that we want to disattach from. You know what I'm saying? If it was really cool and it wasn't an issue, man, that would have been A1. Who wouldn't want unity within the people and whatever that they reside in with through the bloodline? Hello? Who wouldn't want that? But that's not the case. We're a divine one, apparently. We go through the same stuff. We have to leave. If you trying to figure out if something gonna change, it's not. You would have to. It's a tradition with divine ones. When your bloodline, you have to separate. You cannot. It's sick. It's a sick environment. I don't know why it's like that though. I don't know. I don't know why it's like made in a dynamic like that though. Like, why is it like that though? But it is. We were asked to go. Like, I'm talking about from the divine, from the Most High, from above. We were called to go. Yeah, they're going to like really overtake you. Like, I'm telling you, if you don't, it's like I don't even know if they know that they doing it. You know, like, I don't think they know what type of effects they doing. You know, like, I don't know, because it's at a high regard to the point where you have to go. Like, you can't. I know it's a spiritual thing too, because it's something that's attached to them that's really pressuring them to like really drain you, but also get you to the point where you're overly stimulated. Like, you're like, oh, I can't take this no more. It's on that level. And I don't know if they're doing that, like if they know they're doing it, or is it something that's attached to them that's, that's operating them to do this. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, because it could be both, because a lot of them, the way they try to, speak with you the next day as if they did nothing, as nothing occurred, and they didn't affect you the way they affect you. I felt like it's some type of attachment, like it's some type of dark entity attachment that's maneuvering, within them, because they act as if they do nothing. Like, it's like nothing that they did. It's like, man, you don't know what you just did. You don't know what you've been doing. That's annoying. That's irritating. That's draining. Like, even at like a young age, they do this. And then they expect you to get immune and accustomed to that. Ain't nobody getting immune and accustomed to that. That stuff is not. Remember, before we came here, you guys, you got to understand what type of energy level and frequency level we came from. You know, that's why you think little babies, like, you know, when somebody tries to say, hey, can I hold you? And then they just start going crazy because they're not accustomed to that type of energy of what other people have on them. That's why it's like, you're like, dang, they never did that. They never act like that. It's a reason. It's an energy level of it being in chaos. Divine ones, we can't be in an area where it's just like a bunch of chaos. You know, they think, oh, you should just be cool with it. That's her. That's him. I don't give a dang who that is. I'm not immune to that. I can't get accustomed to that. I can't. I'm going to find my peace. I don't care if I gotta create it. I don't give a dang. I can't live in that. That's beyond me. And they want you to get groomed, you know, to sit in it for so long so they can groom you to being accustomed to that. So when that chaos and all that stuff finds you out here, you'll be immune to it. You'll be able to accept it. That was the whole purpose. To keep you trapped. They wanted to bring all this unnecessary, crazy, chaotic bullcrap to you so you could accept it out here when you leave. Eventually, they know you're going to leave, but they want you to stay in this chaos. About to be in a car tent. Yeah, you could create it how you want. Mama, leave that dog alone. Leave her alone. You could create it how you want it too. Yeah, I had to create. I'm not about to be in I can't. It don't matter if you try to groom a divine one into that chaos and all that toxic bull crap. We're never gonna get accustomed to that. They try so hard to get us accustomed to that, to being toxic and dealing with toxic people and toxic environments and sick mental case people and all this. We never going to get accustomed to that. I don't care if you keep bringing that to us. We're going to keep separating. That's not something that we could dialogue with. That's not ever going to be reciprocated. They want you to be acceptable to that so bad. They like, when is she going to be acceptable to this? We keep sending these type of people. They was raised like this. We sending these type of people, and these people, they keep dismissing and rejecting, and they keep separating themselves. It would always be. That will always be the case. I hope you're hearing loud and clear. It would always be the case. We are not subjected to that. Our actual real frequency is peace, the highest level of peace, joy, love, like on high level. That's all we used to. We ain't used to all this other stuff. We ain't used to that. We gonna leave immediately. Immediately, we're going to leave. I don't think you guys clapping, thinking like, oh yeah, you're gonna wake up and then we ain't gonna be there. It's gonna be a whole nother shock again. Sit down, mama. Sit down. Yeah, they tried to do that. That's what I'm saying. They try to project that negative. That's witchcraft. They try to project all that negativity, that toxic chaos, all that, all this stuff, all this burdensome and pressure and, trying to drain you, try to blame you, try to project as if you the problem and, all this traumas that they've been through, they putting it on you. I mean, it's all this stuff they try to get you accustomed to it though. I mean, it's been going and they try to do it for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like ever since you was a kid, right? And they want you to get accustomed to it. So when you do leave and then they bring you somebody else that does this, you could be acceptable to it because your tolerance will be acceptable because that's all you've been through and that's all you've been putting up with all your life. But what something about us is our energy don't change. Our frequency don't change. So the frequency that we on as it being love, peace, joy, that's it. It's not this. It's not up and down, it's just one line. And it's just full with peace, joy, happiness, healing, stuff like that. And they try to get us off of that frequency. Like, oh no, we can knock them down by putting him in this sickle cell. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully that would affect their frequency. No, ma'am, sir. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. The Most High have protected our frequency so that we only know this level of frequency. That's it. And they try to change that like it's a radio or something, and try to put us on this low, toxic, nasty, of a frequency, so that we could be immune to all this. What they trying to bring us to of it being accustomed. And they try to figure out why it didn't change your frequency. Like, why are you still trying to stay on this high, level of it being in peace? Why you still want that? Why you still only accepting that? That's it. When we gave you and we put you through the ringer of something that you should be accustomed to. We like, no. This still don't feel right. We still feel affected. Why would somebody stay in something that's affecting them? I'm talking about day and night. You in this nasty energy, nasty frequency. Could you imagine? And you feeling headaches. You know what I'm saying? You feeling throbbing. You feeling your nose is running. Your eyes is twinkling. You getting dehydrated. You know that you drink water and you still dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't focus. It's like your stuff that your routine that you used to doing. It's like you finding it hard to do that. Then you going back and forth and just crazy people. Like, what am I going back and forth with you every day? And you just picking. You just trying to lower my vibration by trying to argue with me. Trying to fuss about something that's ignorant and dumb. What are we doing? This is the stuff that they would do. Stop. They'll pick anything to argue with you about. Anything to try to, yes, they feel like you on a high, whatever, they'll come just to bother you. Anybody, they'll choose anybody to use that you around, that you in that environment or whatever. They'll use anybody to try to just lower your vibration. Like, see, at least let's just keep trying to lower it. Their whole mission is to take you off of that high vibe, that high frequency level, so that you could be accustomed to all this. And that's all you know, and that's all you will put up with. Stay stagnant in a box full with chaos. Can you imagine the torment? I don't know how these people survive that. I don't know. I ain't even here to put the puzzles and pieces together. I'm out. I'm not even trying to do no investigation how they stay in that. That ain't my problem. I could probably never feel that. Feel them abstain in that frequency. Because that's crazy. I couldn't do that. Folks, somebody going to end up getting locked up. No wonder why they go in and out of jail in that frequency. Because that's all what it's about. What you mean? You in and out of jail. You try to figure out how they go in and out of jail all the time. That frequency? Are you crazy? That frequency? That toxic? You gonna be in and out of jail. That's just gonna be the model. That's gonna be the model. The MOTTO. The motto. They going in and out. Then they get out and they get to going again and they go right back. They get out. Y'all know the routine. That's it. If they get out as fast than the second time. It all depends on the charges and what happened. They try to get you in that, though. They try to bring you in that. Are you crazy? I don't have time a day to sit back and go 2 seconds of going back and forth with you. Are you crazy? You gonna think I'm gonna sit up here, things that I gotta do, and sit here and argue about something that I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know if you made it up. I don't even know if that have anything to do with me. But this is crazy. This is a bull crap. I'm out. Gotta go. Definitely. They try. See, that's what I'm saying. But in order for you to go to jail, they gotta put you on this frequency. They can't have you going. You can't go to jail on this frequency. You're not. If you're on this high frequency level, you can't go to jail, man, because you already gonna know what to do. You already know peace. Oh, I want peace, so I'm going to leave. Oh, I'm going to separate. Okay, this is the last time we're going to be going out. Last time we're going to be doing. You on that frequency. But if you was down here, you probably would have. Because you probably would have ended up staying for hours, going back and forth until it got physical and all this. You probably would have. If you was on that type of time and that frequency, oh yeah, you would have. Because you would have had time for it. You would have actually had time to do that. This is what they wanted you on. Exactly. They wanted to, that's crazy how they wanted you to go down so bad to the point where, and when you did, when, you know, that somewhat was to happen, they couldn't even do it because they had none on you. They couldn't do it because they ain't had nothing. They had to drop the charges because you ain't did nothing. They ain't got nothing on you. They ain't got nothing on you. They can't wait to have some on you too. They can't wait. That's why they keep on, I'm telling you, they keep on bringing these low frequency level people around you, and they wanting you to be accustomed and acceptable to them so bad. They want you to be, because this is what's going to bring you down to the pen. They know that if you get tied to these low vibrational people with these low frequency levels, that's about all this chaos and toxicity. Oh, you gonna go in there. You gonna go in there. You are. So this is why they bring. If you're wondering why they keep bringing these type of people to you, because they're trying to set you up. They're trying to set you up because you keep getting away. You know, you divine one, you never supposed to be out running around free. You're supposed to be in some type of cage, some type of pen. You're not supposed to be out just peaceful and, you know, healing and, you know, talking about the Most High and talking about, you know, what you can do far as, you know, us being divine ones. You ain't supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be locked up. Okay? I'm talking about like under control of some witch or warlock, you know, in some institution or out the institution, but it's still an institution, incarcerated. You know, just bound, period. Hoping and praying that you can get out. That's where they want you at. And like I said, a lot of divine ones, if you are in that particular situation, is because you bound yourself with a low frequency level creature from the pits of hell. And they set you up. They set you up. They set you up. And I don't even know how you was acceptable to that. I don't know, because us divine ones, they must have got you liquored up or something. You know, they must have got you on the drink, yeah, or something. Because I don't know how you could tolerate that. Me personally, we could be in a restaurant and all of a sudden I'd be like, you know what? You could catch me. I'll just walk off. If I see the ignorant toxicity in you, I'll walk off and leave you looking so dumb in like 2.5 seconds. Ma'am, sir, do not play with me when it comes down to that. That ignorant, toxic, and that whatever, I don't know what that is, but I will leave you there. I promise you, I would. I don't have no tolerance level for that. That is just my pet peeve. I don't do that. But these are the people they sent to you, and this is what, you know, your bloodline was based off of. That's why I never showed up to functions, family functions and all that stuff. You would never see me there. If you had to understand, if I was still alive, you would have to call someone that you knew that see me on a daily. But other than that, you would not see me at all. I can't dwell in that type of frequency level of just sitting there and just, ma'am, sir. Like, let's be real. No. You know, even people, like, if that come out and I sense that's out on you, I will leave you there. I will leave you there. And I wouldn't even try to do it secretly. I will tell you why I left. I can't. But this is the stuff, because it's dangerous. It's dangerous being connected to that, because you don't really know the provoking. You don't know how out of hand that can go. Like people with that type of level of energy, you know, low level energy, you don't know where that's going to take you. That's going to take you some crazy, you going to blank out and just do some off the wall. I ain't got time for that. No. Because they have been in, because they about that. They do this on a daily. This is what they do. This is what makes them feel good. And this is how they strive off this, at that level. So you don't know what that's going to take you. You don't know. All you felt is, yeah, you just got disrespected on a high level, and then they just, just putting the fire, like keep on feeding the fire, keep feeding. You already said, okay, enough is enough. They keep feeding it, wanting a reaction out of you, want to see you pop off. That's crazy, bro. You would never catch me around these people, like that, or around environments like that. No. And this is how they thrive. And then the next day they all cool again, like nothing happened. They ready for something to pop off again. This is how they do it. This level of energy, they go. It's like they would have been separated. Like, okay, we cooling with so and so. We ain't going over here no more. They go group up again as if nothing happened. And then they start the whole chaos train and chaos environment and toxic bull crap all over again. It's crazy. You be like, dang, y'all back at it. Didn't that slow you down to what happened to so and so last night? Nah. I mean, I feel bad, for so and so, but we got to take it day by day. What? You would never catch me. Y'all would never catch me over there. That's dangerous. That's on some dangerous bull crap. That's definitely to another realm. That's definitely a hell realm. That is a hell realm right there. For you to just feel accustomed to it as if that wasn't even big, that would happen. Like, that wasn't big. That didn't wake you up. That did nothing to you. Like, it was just whatever. You would never catch me. You would never catch me. You know that man, that little gingerbread? You would never catch me because I'm a gingerbread man. That's how I feel. Yeah, I'm a gingerbread man. You would never catch me. I'm telling you. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight. Remember that little ginger? I don't know what type of cartoon show that was, but he was just... I was like, oh yeah, I'm one of him. Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm one of them. You'll never catch me. Like, where's she at? Where's she going? You will never catch me. I'm a gingerbread man. You can keep on putting my name and stuff. You would never catch me. You would never catch me. You guys are crazy. You stuck on sickle cell. If you think you ever catch me in one of the cells right by y'all, while y'all up there acting a fool and don't even care. Don't even see it as being nothing. Like, this is what we do. This is how we do it. You crazy as heck. These people but this is what they wanted you to get accustomed to, though. They want you to eat, and then it's like, even if you was to leave them, they wanted that to be embedded in you so that when something like that find you out here, you'll be like, yeah. Because you see that, though. You see some people out here, you be like, girl, how did you get connected with that? Or you'll be like, sir, how did you get connected with something? Like, do you not know who this lady is? Do you not know, which, you try to tell them because the whole block, some people from around the way, they know like this is not something that like meeting you. This is not something that why would you indulge in something like this? Like, do you not know what's going to happen to you? And they like, nah, like, my people, this not far-fetched for my people, like you always going back to where, what you're accustomed to. And this is what they wanted you to do. They wanted you to, be out here picking people just like your people. No shade, no disrespect. But I'm talking about the toxic bloodline that you had separated from. They want you to pick that type of scenery and those type of people, like those type of people. They want you to keep this thing going. Oh, you think you left? Oh no, that's still in you. So you're gonna retract and you're gonna pick the same as what you're used to. That's the messed up part about it. So then you find yourself, you're looking back all your relationships and stuff. You're like, oh my gosh, I just really did, really mirrored what I was in. So then you realize you got to go on a healing journey. You got to get all that stuff out of you before you start adding anything to you or going to connecting yourself to something else. You got to get that out of you because that's toxic. That's a mess. You want that out of you immediately. That's poison. poison ivy at its highest. Yeah, because it's dangerous. If you just leaving and you thinking, oh, that's good. No, they'll put some stuff on you. You gotta infect it. You gotta go heal. And get cleansed from the inside out. Because whatever you choose, it's gonna be back into that toxic chaos. Bull BS. You're gonna be like, man, why all of a sudden my baby mama, my baby daddy, you be on a high-speed chase. You gonna be in like America's Most Wanted. They gonna be like, hold up. People gonna be like, hold up, is that so-and-so? Is that Dave? Is that Patricia? Oh, hey, we gotta call her and tell her to keep going left. They promoting it. Yeah, they behind you. You gotta keep going. You better they on your tail. Turn down the hill. I'm trying to help you get away. This is what we do. We help each other. We family. And you on the news. You about to get locked up. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Man, y'all gotta cleanse. Y'all can't, if y'all separate from y'all bloodline, y'all know how toxic it is. You guys need to go in a healing journey of cleansing. Because you don't want to sit up there and just attract and mirror that same stuff that you came from. That ain't helping. That's not going to help you. Remember the setup. The setup was vicious. Because they knew that eventually you was going to lead them. But they wanted that stuff to continue on. They wanted to continue on out here. Like, no, you're going to track us out here too. You ain't getting away. You're going to track that same us when you leave. That's why I cleanse, man. When I was during the process and separating the process, I had to cleanse because I knew, I was like, man, I could not put up with this stuff, man. I am so low in tolerance of the BS. Like I cannot. I used to go out with friends, and I knew their bloodline, and I knew that what they came from, and that toxic rah-rah, like, some people that's of me would say ghetto, but it was like it was deeper than ghetto. It was on some stuff that they looking for trouble, like they looking for drama, and it's like, man, like, how you have a beautiful day? Can you like go about a day without finding drama? Without getting into it with nobody, without fighting, without fussing, without somebody going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it was like. It was like, man, I just want to go out to eat, and, we may, kiki and dance and may have a couple drinks or whatever. No, they look at it like, nah, we can't have none of that. What you say to me? Are you looking at me like that, though? You looking at me like, you know me. It's out of nowhere, though. Everybody be kikiing, and it be that one in a group that be like, nah, you ain't about to sit up here and bump me and look at me. It's just like they fiending for it. Like they have to, like it has to happen. It cannot be a day that it can't be like, we cool. Hold up, mommy. Okay, I'm gonna calm down. My energy is still high. But I'm telling you, they be looking. Nobody gonna be doing nothing to these people. These people is sick. They need to go get some help. Ain't nobody looking at you. Ain't nobody care about what you got going on. But you need that though. It feeds you. If they feel empty, if nothing go down, they're not fed. Nothing's getting fed with that craving of some type of toxic drama. It has to happen every day for these people. And these are the people that they try to surround you by. Could you imagine? You got to go through something every day with these people. It's crazy. I said, no way. This is way too, and it's like they like it though. It's like, man, because the next day they find it as if nothing went wrong. Like it was cool. Like whatever that happened was cool. The next day you would think like, okay, I need to talk to you guys about my behavior, be like trying to take accountability of what disturbing this in their head. And they may need to go get some help, counseling, therapy, something. No, they like, what we doing tonight? What we doing today? You know, what's going on? Like, what y'all got going on? They back at it again. And the crazy part about it, the people who got disrespected by these individuals, they was like, they inviting them over again. After they just disrespected you, they had turned your house inside out. They the damages of what they did to your vehicle, what they did to your home, all this stuff, that was nothing. They invited these same people back again to do it again. Them people they didn't even do any repairs to what was damages or whatever they said, whatever they felt about them, called them everything that you can imagine of an insult. They back again the next day, invited, a personal invite. And they wanted you to be okay with this stuff. This is like some of the stuff that you guys that grew up with, and they thought that, oh yeah, this is normal, this is okay. Like you seeing it. So as a child, and as you're growing up, you thinking like everything cool. Like this is something that's, you didn't think it was cool, but you know, as you seeing it so often, you like, man, this may not, you know, this really may not be nothing. This may be the normal, the normal. Just normal, you know. I mean, what do you think that could do to a younger child's brain? You know, you're gonna think ain't nothing of it. Like, okay, this is my people, this is what we do. Kiki, ain't nothing funny. This is not normal. But when you're seeing it so often, you could be programmed to this. So you going out, leaving a nest, going out meet people, and you're in places like this. I met a lot of people who was like, man, I don't know why I keep going and affiliating myself with drama in this. And I had to tell them that this is something that you was groomed and accustomed to being in. This ain't something that's new to you. You've been seeing this type of stuff all your life. This is what you've been shown, you've been going through all your life. That's why you keep going. That's why it's a repeated cycle. Because you like immune, you're programmed to this. Yeah, years of conditioning. Years. I mean, beyond. Ever since you came out of the womb. All you seeing is fighting and jail and, you know, then all over again. And then all this again, then all over again. All this toxic and chaos. And then people just angry, projecting on you, and you know, because they mad because they living in a toxic frequency and they feel like they can't get out of it. So then the closest people, you know, to them, especially the one with the light, oh, you definitely gonna be that. Oh, they're gonna be dumped on you, sir, ma'am. You can forget about it. They're gonna use you as a dumpster, trash. They're gonna have trash every day. They boo, trash every day, just dropping it on you to deal with, and you gotta feel it. They trying to figure out why you ain't got no like disorders or nothing. Because going through that for a long period of time, you can have some type of, you know, problems with your health. You have problems, you know, with conditions with your mental, all type of problems you can have of doing that to someone for a long period of time, you know. And that's probably the reason why you're guarded. You know, me, only thing I got out of that when I was having to go through that was me protecting myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm big on protecting my mental, protecting like everything to make sure that I'm good. You know, that's me. That's what I got out of it. That's probably like, you know, some may say a downfall, but because you could be overprotective. You know, people like, man, calm down. No, ain't no calming down. No. You know, I need to evaluate the situation, the scenery, the environment, everything. That's what I got out of it. Because it just was too much. You know, too much that could affect you. And I wasn't allowing that. I seen divine ones who got affected by that. You know, and it's not their fault. You know, it was too much that they was overtaken. They was overtaken by it because they didn't find a way to protect, you know, their mental and protect their health. You know, so they got all these health issues and they got to take stuff to medicate, you know, their mental so that they can stay sane, you know, throughout the day, because it's they still got stuff playing in their head about, you know, things that they had to face when it wasn't even about them. It had nothing to do with them, but it's still replaying, it's still surfacing. You know, it ain't left because they still in that motion because of all them years of what they had to go through, you know. So like I said, you divine ones, you gonna have some type of effect that come out of that. It ain't something that you just not gonna have no type of effect. You are, even when you are healed, like when you healed or you going through the healing process, you're gonna have something. And 9 times out of 10, the big defect that some may call is protection. You want to always protect yourself. You know, you always really gonna be on guard. Period. After that, after what took place according to that, you're going to be on guard. You are. You know, you're not going to take things as it is. You always are going to have to examine. You always going to have to go behind the scenes and do a lot of investigating and, you know, testing, analyzing, you know, trying to find the actual truth so that you know that it's secure. You know, you're not the one that just going to walk through. You're not. People gonna be walking through like, man, calm down. You gonna be like, hold on, you can go in there. You can go in there and give me a minute to do what I need to do. This says I always do this. You know, you have to tell people, man, I always do this. And that's something that, you know, you began to do to protect yourself. It kind of remind you like maybe when you was as a child and you went to your room and there's certain things that you have to do to calm yourself down. Something like that. You know, and all this chaos is going on, you know, you had to do something, whatever routine that you had to do to calm yourself down. You know, you start finding, you know, ways, as you start healing, you know, it's still on protective mode, and you find ways to do the same thing as you're adult. You know, as far as healing goes, you know, as divine ones, it's like I'm telling y'all, we had a lot of coping mechanisms that we did as a child and even as an adult, you know, dealing with this sick world. You know, this sick environment is everywhere. So we got to constantly, you know, protecting our peace. We got to protect our mind. You know, we got to keep ourselves up with our health. You know, we can't sit up here and just let ourselves go. We can't. So, but I said a lot of divine ones definitely got affected. You know, definitely got affected real bad. Going through that. And they're still, like I say, to this day, they still doing witchcraft on them. You know, they ain't really made it out. That's why I'm writing, you guys. I'm writing an audio book right now. And I'm praying to the Most High that it surface. So that divine ones can understand that you're not the only one. Please don't think you're the only. You need to shut up and you need to be quiet because you feel like you're the only one. It's not millions of us because it's not that many divine ones, but it's 100. I believe it's 144,000 plus of us. You know, that went through the same thing you did. So that's why I'm writing. I really need to focus, y'all, and I really need to get down to writing this book. So you know, it's audio book. I don't like, you know, the little words of just reading the book. That's why I'm doing audio. Okay, because I need you guys to hear my voice, so that you guys can get a better understanding of a divine one's life and what it's like according to growing up in a cage, and what must you do in order to set yourself free. You know, and this is all our lives, okay? This has nothing to do with a woman, or just talking about women, or just talking about all of us. We went through the same thing, had to go through the same traps, and have to break out, had to learn how to break out. And some divine ones, they still need somebody to help them break out, because they're still going through it. They're still chained up. They still need somebody to help them figure out how. because they were constantly still try to set you up in traps. The traps never stop. Just because you got out of one, you got to make sure you don't fall into another one because it's right around the corner. That's why I'm giving you, I'm writing because this tips is all type of stuff that's going to be in here to help you. I'm talking about even when you set yourself free, you still have to move a certain way. Still, the caution and all this, it's not over. It's not over. It's not over. You still got to move a certain way after you set yourself free and you get free. I don't think I'm going nowhere no time soon. I'm like, the way the Most High got this thing going, I'm like, man, I be having my whole days and hours, playing. And Most High like, I'm sorry to tell you. Well, you need to turn on that, you need to press play, and you need to get into formation. I be like, what? Oh my gosh. But yeah, this is big. Okay. I understand the project that he had me doing. This is big. Okay. So I don't be, that's my personality to like bubbly laughing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely want to buckle down with this because this is a setup that's been taking place before, our forefathers. Like every generation, that's what got them stuck. And then they was banking on us. They always are highly motivated and inspired by us. Like, okay, but the next generation, like, please, I hope they break through. I hope they, go further than how I got, I went further, and some of them, your ancestors, like I'm talking about like your grandmother and your grandfather, they left you things and they took your stuff. After they put you in a cage, they took your inheritance. They were supposed to give you, they knew what was on the wheel before you turned 18. They were supposed to give you that, and they wanted you to stay in, the trap and take your stuff. Take your belongings, your inheritance. That was part of the wheel that was for you. A lot of you guys already had cars. You already had houses. You already had businesses. You already had land, property. You had things that could help you because your elders before you said, you know what? I want to leave something here, for my next generation, so that they won't have to work as hard. You know what I'm saying? So they can, because they already knew the traps. They already knew what was going to happen according to you, but they wanted to help you out. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to make it where you didn't have to work so hard according to those things. Yeah. And they crushed your name out of the wheel. After they all came together to conspire against you, to keep you in the trap. They took your inheritance. Yep. And they signed their name on your stuff. After they threw you in the pen. Look at mama. Hi, mama. She looking at me like, hi, booty. Oh my goodness. She think I'm talking to her. That's why. This is exactly why. Oh, mama. Let me see. Oh, okay. I thought she had this. Okay. Okay, mommy. It's okay. Okay, I'm gonna calm down. Yeah, I told you we all go through the same thing. If you're a divine one, you are not the only one. That's why I got to keep speaking that. Because I know a lot of divine ones you want to close up because it's like, ain't nobody gonna feel what I've been through. It's like all of us been through the same. They tried the same tactic on every divine one. It's the same tactic on each and every last one of us. Remember, you came in this world already set. Your elders before you had already gave you everything that you need. You was never supposed to like suffer. They gave you way enough bread. They gave you land. They gave you a whole big old home, a car, all this stuff. And you could have did whatever, and businesses too. You could have did whatever that you felt to tweak it up or whatever in the modern world or whatever. But you had that. You had that. Definitely royal bloodline, royalty. Definitely. And everybody knew. Everybody knew, and they try to cover it up. Some of you guys, they tried to just like get you up out of here because they didn't want no evidence. They didn't know if you were gonna start, you was gonna ever find out. So they didn't know if you were gonna start speaking about it. So they were trying to figure out ways to get you set up to get you out of here. You know, because they didn't know that if you were gonna find out or not. Like, and then once you start talking about it too, they was like, man, they was setting up hitmans, and they were trying to set you up, because you was talking, and it was like making them feel nervous about what they did. I talked about, y'all seen the videos. I'm pretty sure y'all seen the videos on here when I did what I did when I was talking about it. Did a whole series on that. Yes, it was people that was already hating on you, in the blood, in your family, in the bloodline. So they always ready to sabotage you. Like, man, that's not fair. How did they leave all this for her? How did they leave all this for him? What about my kids? What about us? Then they don't even know that, hey, man, that you could have helped them. You're not even like that. But y'all just showed that y'all can't be trusted. Can nobody be connected to y'all? You already had screwed that up. You already had showed your true colors that you cannot be trusted. Can nobody even, be connected to you as a family the way that how they was moving towards you. They really all came to conspire against you based off of some inheritance that you was going to help them. If needed. They just scratched you off and they didn't even leave you a penny. They took all your stuff. They didn't leave nothing to you. They took everything. They ain't even try to play it off or nothing and just give you a section. They just wiped your name away clean. That's why the Most High said, man, this stuff is personal. You're going to see these people. I'm telling you how to, you just watch. You just watch. You just watch. This is linked to your story. This is linked to your story. I'm telling you, your ancestors before, your elders before you, they knew how they was going to come for you. So they wanted you to live easier. They didn't want you to live the days how they had to live, how they had to work they back off to pay for this, to have this. They wanted to leave that for you, so you didn't have to go through that. Who you was going to be. They knew what child and who to put before they left, because they already knew. The Most High already talked to them before they left. The Most High already gave them that confirmation through a dream and everything. Talk to them and told them, yeah, this will be the next one, and this will be, the one that's going to be doing this, and this generation is going to be doing this. Already set. Here, mommy. Here come the wicked witch, and the warlock, and all these snakes that went aboard and tried to conspire against you to do that, to throw you in the pen and try to take your stuff. And sat there and try to hire all these people to keep watching you and all this stuff. And make sure that you ain't gonna find out, that you ain't gonna catch on to keep you down. It's not the fact that they took your stuff. They hired folks to try to keep you down. It wasn't enough that you just thieved all this person inheritance, but you wanted to keep them down to where they just homeless and they ain't got nothing. That's crazy. This is the sick people. It's like, dang, didn't you just do enough? And then they wanted to keep that thing going on until dear life. Until you, mama, sit down, girl. Sit down. I know my energy hyped up, but dang, sit down, girl. Yeah, that Most High had to calm me down. Because I was, man, I'm telling you, when I first started realizing this stuff, man, I was under 10. Like, my mind was swifting. I was like, it was swifting. It was shifting. Because I just can't believe how folks can be so evil to just do that. It's like, dang, you already and set this person up by thieving them. And now, you want to keep harassing them and keep on, trying to keep them down and sabotage them to the days of their life. Like, just won't leave you alone. It's like the karma that's on their head, and they going through it right now. And that's why they trying to reach out to you and stuff. And they want you to be a part of, they want to do something for you. Like, they want to sing, they want to pay for something, or they want to do something for you. It ain't nothing that you can do, man. You might have to go take this karma. It ain't nothing that you can try to redeem yourself according to what y'all did. I'm here to tell you, you're gonna have to take that karma. Don't be over here trying to pay for something. Don't be over here trying to do nothing. It ain't really nothing that you could do. Yeah, you're gonna see folks trying to come back and trying to redeem what they had done and all this, man. There ain't nothing that you can do. Nah. Damage has already been done. Karma has already been spoken in the heavens. Everything has already been in line to what it's gonna be. Yeah, we're done. They might as well go ahead and because they realize how that's cursed. That whatever they took, that stuff was cursed, and it's ruining their life. They're not finding peace. They're not finding happiness. They're not finding joy. All they could do is think about you and what they did to you. That's it. And I'm thinking about how did you think like that? How you was gonna feel doing that? Like, did you really think that was gonna bring you peace after what you did to some innocent person who did nothing to you? Didn't deserve that at all? Didn't deserve that at all. You did nothing to them. All they seen you as of is exactly what you was. That's why it's messing with them. That's why they can't enjoy it. That's why it don't feel like how they thought it was going to feel. They thought it was going to be like a bliss, and it turned out to be like, hell. Because it was cursed. When you took it, it was cursed. You cursed yourself. That's why you don't do stuff like that. That's why you don't do it. But the Most High had to tell us what had happened. But, it's just the icing of the cake of what actually had, you've been sabotaged from birth. Remember, you started off in a cage. Yeah. Oh yeah, you knew about the insurance thing, about people in the family was just dropping down on the floor. Like, folks were just disappearing all throughout the family. So you knew that was like a little organization that they had, because folks were just disappearing out of nowhere. They'd be cool one night and then they'd be gone the next. So you knew something was up, and nobody couldn't say nothing of it. Like, nobody couldn't really talk about it. Just on some weird bull crap. So you already knew. That's why, that's exactly why your elders, what they did according to you, because they knew the bloodline, how the bloodline get down, and they knew what they was going to do according to you, because that's the same stuff that happened to them. They were the ones that were chosen in their generation. That's exactly how you feel, is exactly how they felt. No different. Every divine one in each generation go through the same old stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just, in this generation, we about truth. Like, we're outing, we're exposing. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this back in the other generation, they didn't really say nothing. Like, they wasn't really, like, they knew the truth, but they wasn't speaking. We speaking. We saying, we dishing all that out. We ain't silencing, we ain't no hush, ain't sweeping nothing under the rug, we ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing none of that. Everything coming out. Ain't nothing secret. Because I'm telling you, back then, it was secret. They went, even if they could say something, they was scared, they was feared to say something. We don't give a dang. We don't care. Don't do nothing if you don't want nothing to be said. You know you don't want nothing to be, you don't want to be exposed. Don't be doing nothing where you gonna get exposed. Period. I don't care. You can hate. If you don't like what I be saying and all this, it don't matter. Why are you doing stuff that cause this exposure to you? Ain't nobody okay with that. Nobody is okay with what you've been doing. That's the whole point. They're trying to reserve, you know, how people see them and how they look. That's all bull crap. That's a fake mask. Folks want to hide their persona. They feel like you talking too much. It's crazy. Man, I tell y'all, we wouldn't even be up here. We wouldn't have been up here talking about none of this stuff that happened to us if foul people wasn't out here doing foul bullcrap. We wouldn't even been up here. We would have been somewhere in an island, you know, probably getting our, you know, taking off our shoes in the sand and, you know, playing volleyball or having a couple drinks or something. We won't be up here talking about some bull crap that folks been doing. Do you think that we love coming up doing this? Like this was part of our that life that we wanted? This was not part of it, ma'am, sir. It's just like, it's crazy because you got to know, folks, that this stuff has been going on with them. They need to know the truth of what happened. And I know they was wondering. I know it don't make no sense how their life ended up and what's going on according to the repeated cycles and the premeditated sabotaging. And folks constantly coming for him. All these folks constantly coming for him. We don't know these people. Random folks stopping by, looking at you in bull crap. Who is you? Who the freak is you? Who sent you? Because ain't nobody shaking. You thought that somebody felt shaking, you misunderstood. Is that supposed to shut me up or something? Like, I don't give a dang. Never cared. They come pulling up, looking at you like that's supposed to be like what, a warning. You might want to you gonna have to keep doing warnings, cause I don't give a dang. Don't give a dang. Never did. You should have never did what you did, and then it wouldn't have been you have to hire folks to come around and do all this. You would have never had to do all that. Hiring folks to try to make you feel some type of way. That's not moving nothing. That ain't moving nothing. I bet you they feel uncomfortable more than I do. Bet you that. That ain't doing nothing. Shoulda never did that. You guys shoulda never went that route. Took it way too far. And now that folks is knowing the truth and the truth is out, y'all feeling some type of way. Why did you do it in the first place? Yeah, that bull crap, I'm like, that ain't moving nothing. That ain't doing, I don't know what was that. That was in vanity. That sure was in vain. Because that didn't do nothing. I'm like, what was that supposed to do? And then they try to, thinking like they gonna get at you in the spiritual realm and try to send all this negative stuff your way. You can debunk all that. I hope you ain't trying to really get into the spiritual realm, because that's really our stomping ground. You would be a fool to do that. You would be a fool. That's how we really do things. We do one little shift in the energy, in the spirit, you're done. You are done. You are a fool. These people don't know this type of way. The equipped of this generation is, we're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with that type of stuff. There's justice that's going to have to be served. You know, folks is really have a rude awakening. Real bad. This is a whole different turn of a generation that they're not equipped with. You know, Most High had mixed it up this time. It's not the same. You know, he mixed it up. He shifted it in a whole nother level. It ain't just no end. You can do this and then this will be done with. No, it ain't no end. It ain't no end. You can't just create some type of a program for them to try to shut these people up or try to do this. This still gonna be speaking, still gonna be talking. The exposure still gonna go out. Stuff, people gonna know exactly what had took place and what happened. It's going to get out there. They so used to, you know, they just dead in the whole situation of what they did. Not in this generation. You can't do that. Can't do that in this generation. This is what they scared about. They like, man, ain't nothing we can do, huh? Nope. There's really nothing. There's really nothing. You guys should have never touched something that don't belong to y'all. Y'all shouldn't have did that. That's just the bottom line. Y'all shouldn't have did it. And y'all took it too far to when y'all did do it. Then you want to keep on, you know, trying to crucify this divine one as if, I mean, what were you thinking? You ain't even left it alone at that, as you being a thief. You want to keep the whole thing going. It's crazy. These people, I don't know what's wrong with these people. But I guess it was successful back then. I don't know, whatever that they thought, whatever program or whatever technique, whatever they thought, I guess it was working, you know, within the other years, the other generations. So they thought to continue it and maybe it would be justified in this. Yeah. Oh yeah, they are rude awakening. They can feel it. They know that they feel like they the one, they try to set you up. They the ones feel set up at this time. And they really don't know how to go about it. They don't know how to make it right. They don't know, you know, they really don't know what to do. According to you. You still here. You wasn't supposed to be still here. They were supposed to have been in, you know, successfully just a long time ago. So they trying to figure out how are you even still here. You know, now they got to figure out how to make it right with you. They don't know how to do that, especially when you know the truth. And there's nothing that they can cookie cutter with you and try to finesse you of it being this way, that way. You know the truth. They don't really know what to do. They don't. They don't know how to go about it. Yeah, they thought they thought they was gonna be like, they sold out and really thought that they was gonna be like this. I don't know where they thought they was gonna be, but they thought they was gonna live a life that they wanted to live, and they didn't want you to live that life, but they wanted to live that life that you were supposed to live, like you were, you know, that it was mapped out for you. They wanted to take that from you. They didn't want to see you living that life. They didn't want to see you in that identity. So they tried to not just do a destiny swap, they tried to do identity swap with you as well. Like I'm talking about, they wanted to take you from you. Your real identity as them and your real destiny, they wanted to be walking in it. That's how far they went. And they wanted to put you in a false identity and a false destiny. That you was never supposed to be in. You was never supposed to be going about and going through what you're going through. None of that. It was unheard of. It was not a part of your destiny. And then the way people was treating you and the way people was dealing with you as, that was a false identity. If you would have been in your full identity, people would know better not to ever try you and not to ever come at you that way. And now that you are in, a lot of you guys are in your full identity, you could tell the difference. You see how folks talk to you. You see how folks deal with you. Totally difference. Most High is really are regaining your identity back. Folks know what's up. And you definitely had to fight for your identity. Because there was numerous of clones that wanted your identity. Like they already groomed them to be you. Literally. And you had to go into the spirit and actually fight for your identity. I can raise my hand 1,000 times. Like I literally felt somebody trying to tug and trying to cope themselves to my energy and everything. Really try to walk in the ways as being me. And I literally had to set the record straight in the spiritual realm. I don't know how many times I had to do that. I'm like, these people is crazy. But I'm saying, I could just imagine what had happened with our elders back in the past and how they was trying to move around, like try to do that stuff with us. I could just imagine how they tried to do them. They did them dirty. Cause we weren't putting up with that. We were like, man, we warriors out here. We about to go toe to toe. I'm talking about to whatever. And that's what we were doing to every witch, everyone of the cult that tried to send their daughter or whoever, their son, if you a male, to you to try to do that bull crap to you. You made sure you stood 10 toes in the field. It was like, who, her, who, let's go. Let's go to the field. Let's handle this. Back to back. Every time they send, because they had been sent like a whole cult, like a whole whoever, like whoever that was in the cult, they would send it. They were they were like all set up this person that was supposed to take you down or whatever, and you would have to set the record straight in the spiritual realm every single time. And they trying to figure out why was it not a success. This is not old and back in the days. This is not back in the generations when that was successful. You in a whole different breed. These are not the same breeds as y'all used to. What are you not getting? You're not dealing with the same ones. The Most High had put it as he did some stuff with us. He did some stuff with us. And I believe they understand that now. By the experiments they even tried to pull on you. They know that you a different breed. You like one of them hybrid breeds. That things don't work. The tactics and the setups that they thought that was going to work back in the past and how they did your elders, that's not working with you. That's not working with you. Yeah. No. You have no, it ain't like you like one of them ancient warriors from way back in the Greek days or whatever. You got that type of like soul and spirit, and your whole persona is built that way, to where it's hard to take you down. It's hard to like make a tower happen for you. You know what I'm saying? You one of them. Like y'all gotta do y'all research and go back to the ancient Greek days, like the ancient Egypt days or whatever, when them queens and them goddesses and all them, yeah, we one of them. We like, nah, Most High had to send one of them big ones. This generation, he had to send one of them. He had to get the old souls from Egypt. One of them. We gonna set the record straight. You ain't about to send just anybody to try to come and replace us. Are you dumb? Never. It ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be possible. You gonna see us the next day. Definitely with our crown on and everything, walking around like who next? Who next? Let's get it going. Definitely. One of them like exotic, like goddess warriors, like who was not going down, like was in the battle and was not going down, like was just destroying every last one to protect, to protect her in the kingdom. Man, one of them. That's why your ancestors and your elders had chose you. Because they're like, yeah, this one right here. Oh, yeah, we're going to invest in that. All hands on deck on that one. That one ain't going to play no games. None. Because they going to try to play with her. They going to try to play with him. And I know she not playing. He not going to play. They got a different blood. They got a different DNA. They got a different setup with spirit. They got a different, everything is like one of them, like them days that y'all know. Y'all seen the movie and how they was getting down on them people that tried to try them. That's us right now. You know? And they know. They like, whoa, yeah, we tried in that one. We tried in that one. Yeah, you did. You tried. Yeah. Yeah, we ain't nothing to be played with. We ain't nothing. We did not come down here to play. we went buck wild crazy on them people. Because I'm telling you, man, that's just crazy how they try to do to us. That's crazy how they try to do that to us. Like, they tried to really, try to bombard us. And I already had the setups of, yeah, we're going to replace, yeah, we're going to had it already set up, all mocking us. Like, are you crazy? I'm about to show you something. I'm about to show you a good one. And I was like, I was hoping that it would be in the spirit. I was hoping that it would be in the spirit. Because they really manipulated. I don't know what was going back in the other generations, how they manipulated them like that in the spirit. But I believe it was an awakening. It was like a deeper awakening that I feel like our ancestors, like our elders, they needed to awaken to. I don't believe that they awakened the way that we are awakening in this generation. I don't think so. You know, because we went through so many awakenings to where, yeah, it's hard to play with us. It's really hard to play with us. You know, we went through too many awakenings. We already had awakened our gifts, and we are manifested. Like, I'm talking about, like, we are highly aware in the spiritual realm. Like, we know who he is. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother level. How you know who you are spiritually. Like, you guys don't understand that. You guys are like, man, yeah, they know. But they tried it though, man. They tried some stuff with us, man. They really did. They tried to remove. They thought it was gonna be like just some bump. You know, you guys may have even ran across the people who tried it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna replace that. That's gonna be me. You know, you probably ran across somebody who was supposed to destiny swap with you. Was supposed to identity swap with you. You might have met them out here, like out, and you didn't know. You didn't really know what type of agenda or what type of motive they had, but you met them. You met them ones that was like, oh yeah, I met her today. I met him today. Yeah, let's start it. Let's start the swap. Then they'll come and try to check on you. How you doing? How's everything going? To try to see if it's coming to pass, if it's in the making. They got to keep checking on you. But you way too powerful, man. If they thought they felt it, they felt it. They thought there was a shift, so they felt it, and then all of a sudden you overpowered that thing. You back again. You took everything and just cloaked your whole hedge of protection over you. That's how powerful you are. It was crazy. Most High allowed you to see certain things, man. Only you know. You know what happened. They were trying to, man, it was crazy. I forgot that movie. It reminded me of that one movie. I forgot. Dang, it was back when I was a child though, but I forgot what movie that was. But it was a movie where they were trying to comfort her because she was like the next person, like the next queen or something, and they all tried to come and take her place or something. I forgot what movie that was. It was a good movie though, because they was coming for her. I'm talking about other bloodlines from different bloodlines were trying to come and trying to take her, trying to take her down, because she was the next queen, you know, and they did not, they wanted that for their child, you know, they wanted that for their, you know, for their bloodline. Because it's like you're from a royal bloodline. So it's like it's always queens and kings and royal, you know, the royal positions is always in your bloodline because that's what you come from. But in other bloodlines, they don't have that. So they be trying to take, like trying to destiny swap with you, like trying to take what your royal position is. You know, I don't know how they thought that that was going to come to pass, but yeah, they try to take your royal position. Like, no, she's not going to be the next this, or he's not going to be the next this. You were already anointed. The mantle was already given to you. This is not something that they could, you know, they could change. Like, no, we don't want that. That's nothing that you can do. This is beyond you, idiot. But this is in that story, I'm telling you, like in that movie, this is what they tried to do. They tried to change, you know, her bloodline of who's going to be next, who's going to be crowned queen next. Because their bloodline is garbage. They don't even have kings and queens and princesses and all that stuff in their bloodline. They're like, dang, they're peasants. So they tried to come in and try to manipulate, you know, your royal bloodline. That's the same thing they did to that lady in that movie. And her elders and ancestors, they were there with her. They was helping her. Like as they was coming and try to take down her, their ancestors was moving in her. Like was moving in her and giving her extra like power and extra like, you know, all these gifts and all this stuff. So that she was just, nobody could take her down. Y'all got to see it. She's like a warrior. Like a warrior. She turned 6 feet. And she had like this crown of a brace that had power that was right there in the middle of her forehead and all type, man. It was just crazy. And I was like, man, I wonder how we look in the spiritual realm. Totally different from the physical realm. I know that. I know we look way different. You know, we probably really do look like who we actually are in the spiritual. Because y'all be wondering how it's so easy for a demon to know who y'all, to spot y'all out in the physical realm. Because I'm telling y'all is easy to identify with that light on y'all. You know, y'all got a light that everybody, it's easy to spot you out. That's why you be like, dang, how they know I'm here? Why they know? You know, it's something, it's a light on y'all that's already tuned in to the highest bright. You know, and they know exactly who you is. They can find you easily. You're not something that's you're easily, like you can't easily be seen. You can be seen. Exactly. You be like, oh, I'm cool over here. All of a sudden, it's a big old light bulb. And you talk about you over here chilling and nobody can see you. You crazy. Everybody coming your way. Everybody walking this way. Everybody coming. Everybody looking like. You like, dang, how you see me? You looking over here like, how you know I'm right here? They be turning their head like, we see you. We see you. Hi. You be like, what the freak? But then you don't understand. You are a giant. You don't understand who you are. You like one of those ancient goddess giants. And if you're a man, you know who you is. Yes. This is real. We gotta get programmed back to that. You know, see yourself like that. Because that's how you being seen. So you have to start acknowledging yourself for who you is. Stop in this fake delusion. That's not who you is. Your true identity. Come on. You come from a bloodline of just ancient warriors, goddesses and kings and, you know, all these barbarian, you know, like royalties. Yeah, that's what you came from. Yes. Yes. That's exactly who you came from. And you have to start walking in it. And you got to start identifying yourself as such. Because that's what you're being seen as. The people, you wonder why people be looking and they be so like, you know, shocked and all this, giving all these, you know, all these reactions towards you. And you trying to figure out, excuse me, that's disrespectful. No, you need to know who you is. This is how they feeling. Because this is what you identify as. This is what you looked as. You know, like really the Most High had to check me on that. I don't really, you know, check people on that no more. Because I can already know. I know. You know, I know how they feel. You know, it's not just the energy, but it's also sometimes your look too. You know what I'm saying? You would shapeshift on somebody real quick and they be like, you know, I know your pet's mama do this to me all the time. She be, Like, you know, because I may have shapeshift on her a bunch of times. I may have. I don't know. And that's something that we can't control. We can't. Can't control, you know, the shapeshifting of us getting, like, our light start shining bright more, and we start, you know, stuff they may start seeing. We can't control that. Shoot, that's gonna happen every now and then, especially as we start getting higher. The Most High start bringing back our true identity stuff. People gonna see us, like, people gonna be shocked. They're gonna be like stuck. They're gonna be stuck for real. You're gonna see folks, like, I'm telling you, they're gonna be like stuck. Like, what the freak? Is that a goddess queen? Oh my gosh. I just seen one today. Then you're gonna see little kids, like, they're gonna be trying to walk, and they're gonna be looking at you at the same time with their little popsicle, like, they mom and their parents gonna be like, come on, and they're gonna be like stuck on you, because it's like you like a, you know, you're very, dang, it's like light, and like, you know how it's like light, and it's like, what's that stuff that's like glitter? It's like glittery, like it's like a glitter, sparkle, glittery. Yeah, that's how sometimes you look. Like all that glitter and sparkly stuff, that's how you look. People are not gonna be able to just like act like they can't see that. Yeah, exactly. Kids gonna play it. Kids gonna tell it off. You know, kids and pets, like kids and like pets and stuff, they're gonna rat you out. They're gonna rat you out all the time. You cannot, yeah, your era, they're gonna rat you out. Them kids and them dogs, like not dog, like just pets, period. Animals and stuff, they're gonna rat you out. They're gonna tell on you. You ain't gonna be able to you know, hide. You know, they're gonna be you're gonna be like, go somewhere, go. They're gonna be like go over there. They're gonna be they're gonna be right on you. They're gonna be like, I need to see this. I gotta keep seeing it. They ain't gonna know. You can't get rid of you. They're gonna be right there looking at you the whole time. They gonna be stuck. You know? And then it's like the more the Most High is revealing your identity, it's gonna get worse. So I'm just letting you guys know, y'all gotta prepare. Cause it's gonna get to the point where y'all gonna want to wear one of them little things. You know, one of them little masks, them little what do you call them, little mask thing with the eyes out, and it's just like it hides your whole face. It just the mask, it just shows your eyes. What is that? Ski mask. Yeah, y'all gonna be ready. Y'all gonna be like, man, I don't care. I'm about to wear me a ski mask. Forget this. This is crazy. Folks is up here just staring at people like this. This is crazy. You know, you ain't gonna be want to go. You ain't gonna want to go nowhere without that ski mask. That's how bad it's gonna be. Especially if you're working somewhere, or if you're around somewhere where there's a lot of people. You know, good luck. Good luck, cause they just gonna be all up in your face. Back up, hold up, like back up. Then they gonna be wanting to like touch you, and you gotta have to create boundaries, cause it's gonna be like, I need my space. Ma'am. Yeah, because I'm telling you, the way that you was doing in the spiritual realm to come to this, like, you got to understand how we came to this. You got to understand how of a, like, dang near of an assassin you was in the spiritual realm. Like, you was not playing no games with nobody. You was ready. You was on 10. They kept sending all these people. You get her, get him. Get her, get him. And you were just sitting up there just annihilating. I'm talking about annihilating, to where you had everybody, you had the ancestors riled up. You had the ancestors riled up. They was ready. They're like, man, I love this. Because you had the way that you was moving and the way that you was doing, you was rallying everybody up. You know, to the point where they was like, it was ready. It was like a whole little, the way that you was moving and the way that you was doing it. You know, it's like nobody was doing it like you in the generations. It wasn't like you was like confident. You was like, you knew, like you was so secure about who you was. You know, like you knew what you was capable of, and you were just ready. And it kind of like rallied up the ancestors. Cause normally battles will be battles, but you had it going a whole nother way. You know, like you was ready. You know, like how you was doing it, you were just like I said, a spirit. You was assassin in the spiritual realm. I'm talking about. Go watch that movie, Assassin. I know y'all seen that movie. That's how you was, and that's why ancestors and just people. I'm talking about ancestors from the dark realm and the ancestors from the light realm. They was like, yeah, like you had to route up, like they was there, like yeah, like it was just crazy, cause they was looking for that. They was looking for like your type from the past generation. They was looking for someone like you in this, like, to be that assassin. They was looking for that. Like, man, when is because everybody else had feelings and empathy for like all these, masks, people coming in with masks on. You was ripping off masks, and you were just, I'm telling y'all, they was looking for someone like you. You was that. And now folks are just bragging on you in the spiritual realm. Folks are just bragging on you, like, yeah, like praising you, and telling folks about you, and even if they did tell folks about you, they already knew not to come near you. They already knew what it was gonna be. If anybody was sent to you, they already knew what was gonna happen. Because it'll be like the next day, folks will be quiet. It'll be all quiet. The next day, right? The next day you wake up, it'll be quiet. And they be trying to figure out who they gonna send to you next. But everybody already knew what the result was gonna be. If they send you, if they send it to you, it was you weren't wasting no time. You weren't wasting no time. It was gonna be this done. That's how you was moving. And that's why the Most High said you earned. You didn't just like you earned, your title. Like I'm telling you guys. You literally had to fight your whole bloodline first, right? And then it starts surfacing to all these occults. I'm talking about outside of your bloodline. And you were just, your ancestors was looking for someone in the bloodline like you. How you was. Like this, y'all don't understand how folks is like on a high, like may have in another round, may have your picture up, I'm talking about shouting you out like crazy. Like, yeah, we've been looking for this, we've been waiting on that. Oh, look at all these people, look at all this, they still couldn't do this, they still couldn't do that. Like that. You know your bloodline, you got some ancestors like that. I'm talking from the dark realm and from the light realm. They rose up and was like, yeah, I told y'all, like, really. Because I'm telling you, it was like people put money where their mouth was according to taking you down. Like actually having somebody else take your crown and walk in your shoes, and you be off like don't know what you is, scratching your head and just, taking you off of your the platform that the Most High was giving to you, because you had to stay. You don't know if somebody destiny swap with you, because all that would have been gone. You know what I'm saying? It would be nothing left, of who you is, and you ruled over all of that. Folks can't mess with you. Period. They tried. I'm talking about from your bloodline to your father, to your mother, to the cults from every worldwide, far here, south, north, east, west. They tried. You are like a warrior, assassin, a lion, a beast. You everything. All in one. And they never, I don't know what they thought about you, but they never thought that that's what you was. Just by the looks of you and how you just was moving, they never thought that that's what they ran into when they really tried to do that thieving stuff. Like they did in that movie with that lady when I was telling you about, when she was next to be queen and everybody started trying to come in and try to like remove her off of her spot. That's what they try to do to you. And I'm telling you, you had no empathy. You was seating folks. I'm talking about as they didn't have, it wasn't no talk. It wasn't none of that. It was like right when they came to the door, it was just done. It was just done. And then they kept on, and it was just the same. It was just fast, quick, and easy. And then they tried to put some type of device on you. You found it and crushed it. Like on that type of stuff. That's what you was moving like. For real. And folks, really, it was too much for people. Like on that type of level, people wasn't, that's not something that they expected. You know? I'm serious. I'm serious. You was just, I'm telling you, was a whole different in the spirit. I'm telling you, I don't know why they tried you. Like, I'm just thinking in my mind, like, why would you even try something like that? Like, it was crazy. Like, and then the crazy part about it was you was fast with it. Like, you weren't waiting no time. Like, when you seen somebody coming for your stuff, it was just done. You know, you just seen them. Like, you glanced over and seen them, and it was just, like, done. And then every time you would look over and you would see somebody, it would just be done. Like, I'm telling you. And they would try to figure out what's going on. Who's behind this? Who's behind, her? Who's behind him? And it's like you was the whole time. The Most High already gave you the power. He already gave you everything that you needed, to protect, your dominion. To protect you. Your house. You knew at that time your house needed to be protected. Because folks would try to come in and rob. And that wasn't the case for you. You wasn't putting up with that. You did that to my ancestors. You sat there, did that to my elders. You think I'm just going to let you just come in and do the same thing? This is personal. You didn't waste no time. You like, man, I'm not even going to waste no time with you. I'm going to get you up out of here real quick. Ain't no waste of time. We're not wasting no time. We ain't doing none of that. I'm not even going to act oblivious to what I feel like you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do. And it was just like, I'm talking about for a whole season, that's what you was doing. I'm talking about for a whole, y'all know how long a whole season is. So you had to go through your bloodline. I'm talking about both sides. Then you have to go through all these other people bloodlines that they were sending towards you. You knew that. You knew that. This is a proven fact that this was occurring in that season that you had to do what you had to do. And the people looking at you like, it can't be. Like, what? How? How is this happening? Like, they was looking at you as if, they didn't know what was going on or something. Like you was the one to play with or something. After you told them folks that I don't think you would want to do that. Because it's a totally difference. What you looking at, that's why they say, don't be judging the outer appearance. Because you don't know who that person really is. Don't be around here judging folks. You don't know who they is. You don't really know. This is a delusion world. We in a world full of just, you don't really know actually behind something until you actually know what's behind something. You don't really know. That's why you can't go up there just thinking like, oh, I know. You don't know. And they tried to run that on you. And then it got out of hand. It got obsessive to where they start sending everybody your way. Because at first it was just supposed to be like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people that they elected, to take your spot. I'm talking about they had rituals and all type of stuff to groom this person to take your spot. It was like 3 or 4 people. And then it turned into a whole, just bombarded you with people. Because they got mad because you wasn't allowing them to actually take your spot. I don't care how long you groom this person in your cult or in your organization. She not about to come over here and try to take nothing that goes on around here. Not in this bloodline. You crazy as heck. You guys don't compare to our bloodline. I'm just gonna keep it real. There is no match for our bloodline against your bloodline. And you stepping up as if you one of them. So we had to do what we had to do. And it is what it is. Remember, it's all about bloodlines. We have to protect. We have to protect ours. And they tried to really come in and tried to take you as if what the Most High said, that's not who you are. We'll see. We will see. Because the whole point was they wanted to get you out of your identity. So then it'll be easier to, once you get out of your identity, it'll be easy for them to now walk in your destiny. So they had to take your identity first. Then they could take your destiny. But it was hard for them to take your identity. It's like, dang, like this person ain't letting up. No, sure not. Sure not. I don't know what you thought. We ain't letting up nothing. We're going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. But at one point, after you figured out what was going on, it seemed like the levels of your frequency went higher and you really start getting in on them. Because once you start realizing what was happening, because at first you just thought it was just some, somebody trying to plot on you or whatever. But then when you found out somebody was coming after your identity, it got personal. Then you just didn't waste no time. You start getting folks out of there quick. It wasn't even up to no, I'm just gonna talk to the Most High and all this stuff. You was like, man, you was just getting them out of there quick. You weren't wasting no time. You went down for the foolery. You just clean house. I'm talking about spiritually, y'all. Like how they was trying to comfort you. Yeah, you had to let them know that, hey, you can't even knock on the door. You ain't even getting past, the entrance to the door. You was just like cleaning folks outside the door. You didn't let them get in. They like, dang, I didn't get in yet. You just clean house. And that's how you ramped up your ancestors. Your ancestors were like, ooh, this one right here. They love y'all. They like, man, I'm talking about the dark ones and the light ones. They was like, ooh. They was up there mobbing with you around everywhere too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know y'all could feel it. You guys could feel, other spirits and stuff following you. Yeah, they was with you. They was like, yeah, yep, you ramped them up. Because they was looking for somebody like you in the bloodline. They was like, man, who gonna be that though? Because there was some ruthless ones, but the ruthless how you is, it's like you a balance though. Like you ain't like fully ruthless, like gutter, like the dark ones, but you like the light. You like fully light, but then it's like when it comes down, you could bring that out. You could bring that ruthless and that just, that out when it comes down. They love that. They love that. They love that about you. Yeah, they love you got a secret side to you that folks don't know about. You know what I'm saying? They just think it's all sweet, but they don't know nothing about that little fiery, hot, like just gutter side you have to you that will just come out of nowhere. And then, man, folks they'll be in a rude awakening playing with you, and I'm telling you, everybody had to find out. All the people they sent to you had to find out. It's just crazy. It's crazy how they had to find out like that. But man, you could have just left. They could have just left you alone. What was so hard about leaving you alone? Like, why y'all had to start? Like Michael Jackson said, always want to start something. Gotta start something. Always gotta start something. Well, you ain't gotta be like that. Now everybody looking at you all sideways. Didn't nobody tell y'all to plot? That's all y'all do is go around here plotting on divine ones. And then hoping that sweetness that we have is gonna let you get in and start doing some bull crap. We can't even display sweetness and kindness to them because they take that for weak. It ain't nothing weak about us. Nothing weak. But they take that. You express that to them. It's like, yeah, they weak. She just displayed some kindness to me and some respect to me. Now that she weak. He weak. These people is sick. Somebody showing kindness and respect to you is not a weak thing. You can't think like you could take advantage just because somebody showed kindness and respect to you. Because then you're going to start walking into something that you don't have no knowledge of. You're going to start embarking into something that you never thought that person was. Banking it off of them being weak because they showed kindness and respect to you. That's why a lot of you guys got targeted. Some folks came in, they sent a couple people in just to see how you was, and you was really respectful to them. You was kind, generous to them, and they said, yeah, this would be a perfect one right here. And they found out horribly. They found out in the worst way. Not to play with you. Not to play with you like that. then they have to report back to the idiots. It's crazy, y'all. It is crazy. But yeah, they always try to send the idiot. You'll know the one they try to send, because he's like the one everybody just, use. They use this one. They use her. They use him for everything. So they send the idiot first, just to see how you are. Like, oh, just see, like, how it is. Like, how is they? And, you'll know. You'll know, like, oh, yeah, you the idiot that they send. You the butt kisser that they ain't send. Yeah, definitely the dummy. Well, let me give you something to report back to them. And that's what you did. You gave them something to report back, definitely to the clowns, about who you are. And it ain't got nothing to have to do with being nice and kind and respectful. That's a part of your character. You do that to everybody. You ain't nobody special. You do that to everybody. I mean, why not? Why not be kind, respectful, and be genuine with somebody? Why not? Why would you? I mean, what in your right mind would tell you that you shouldn't do that? Unless, of course, it comes down to where, you gotta protect somebody. But in general, why the freak would you not be kind, respectful? What you do is be going around here disrespecting people. That shows you hard or something. That shows that. What is that supposed to show? Because that's be the weak people. The weak people that gotta walk around here with this persona like they hard or something. They be the weakest people. Everybody know that. They be the weakest, vulnerable people. You walking around here mad at the world, mad at everybody, showing people just disrespect and talking to people crazy. They be the weakest people. Ain't nothing scary like making somebody scary about you or none of that, or intimidated by you. You not giving off that. You really giving off weak. The ones that be going around here be nice and kind and generous, I don't believe those be the people that you mess with. In my opinion, I don't. In my days on earth, I just don't believe that would be the people that you mess with. The people that's giving off good and living in a high vibration. I don't believe these are the people that you should be messing with. That's just my opinion. Hi, mama. Okay, okay. I'm gonna take her on a walk. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna take mama on a walk because she keep looking outside and looking at me, looking outside, looking at me like, girl, you getting it? Are you catching on? Like, I can't talk, so I gotta just communicate the best way that I could. Okay, I see. You know how your dog gotta communicate in a way because they can't talk, so they gotta give you like little examples like, like, girl, get with it.